This is 10-4, perimeter and area in the coordinate plane. Let's take a look at the warm-up. To find slope, it's going to be rise over run. So for AB, we can count up 1, 2, 3 over 2. And for CD, it would be up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be 1, 6. And they're both positive, they're both going uphill. And for simplifying radicals, we can multiply the outside numbers. So 7 times 2 is 14. Radical 3 times radical 3 is 3. So this is really 14 times 3, which is 30, and 12, so 42. For example 1, there's one way that you can estimate the area of the regular shape, and that's by just going through and counting it, the boxes, and rounding up where you feel you need to, or adding in little pieces to make it one whole square, etc. So I got about 32 units squared that way. And another way is to make shapes within the picture, so I'll do that right now. So you're going to look for shapes that you can actually calculate the area of. So as you can see, I created a bunch of shapes in this image. This one's a pretty busy image, so there were a lot of shapes, but I got 28 units squared as my area when I did this. And compared to 32 units squared, it's off a little bit for sure, but for the first method, I really kind of rounded up too many pounds. And for the second method, you could see that I was missing some areas. So like, for instance, in yellow here, I skipped all of that, and I skipped this piece here, and this piece here, and here. So that's really an underestimate. So realistically, if I average the two, I would say about 30 units squared. So I definitely have to have a margin of error for this one for you guys. Okay, draw and classify the polygon. So first we're going to get our ordered pairs in here. -1, -1, and that's E. F is 2, -2. G is -1, -4. And H is -4, -3. So we need to see which type of polygon this is first. And this is going to be a parallelogram. And to find the perimeter and area of this parallelogram, we're going to need distance formula to find the length of like HE and EF, etc. So D equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So when I do HE first, HE, I've got the square root of -4 minus -1, which is really -4 plus 1 squared, plus -3 plus 1 squared, and that equals, well, -4 plus 1 is -3 in parentheses squared, which is +9. Make sure you keep those parentheses, especially if you're using a calculator. And -3 plus 1 is -2 squared, which is +4. So that's the square root of 13. And GF is going to be the same thing. You could calculate that and make sure. Now EF, let's look at EF. So E and F, distance formula. x2 minus x1, so that's going to be 2 minus -1, which is 3 squared, plus -2 plus 1, which is -1 squared, and that equals 9 plus 1, so that's radical 10, radical 10, radical 13. So for the perimeter, we add up all the sides. So we have 1 radical 13 and 1 radical 13, which is 2 radical 13s, plus 1 radical 10 and 1 radical 10 is 2 radical 10s. So that is the perimeter. To find the area, I was thinking of making this a full rectangle and then subtracting out these right triangles that I just made it here. I felt like that would be easier to find the area. So the full rectangle is 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So So that's 3 by 6, so the area of that is 18, but now I'm going to subtract 4 right triangles, and 2 of them are the same, so I'm going to subtract my first. The larger of the right triangles is 1, 2 by 1, 2, 3, so that's 1/2 times 2 times 3, which is 3 units squared, but there's 2 of them, so plus another 3 units squared. And then the smaller triangle, that would be for 1/2 base times height. We've got height of 3 and a base of 1. So 1 by 3, which is 1.5 units squared, but I have to double that. So it's really 3, 6, and 1.5 and 1.5 makes 9. So it's 18 minus 9, so it's 9 units squared for the area. Try this one on your own. Hit play when you're ready to see my work. So I highlighted the large red rectangle, and I got 48 units squared for that. And then I subtracted the 2 large right triangles, and I got 12 units squared for each of those. And then I subtracted the little right triangles, which got me 6 units squared for both of those. So my final answer was 48 minus the 30 from the triangles, for a total of 18 units squared.